guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here with some fabric and my scissors, my iron and some little felt, you know, inners. These are from like cushions and pillows and things. So they're kind of, you know, they're old cushions and things of mine that I've just taken the stuffing from, you know, that I've finished with and I've taken the stuffing from. I've stamped some of this fabric. This is just from an old, I think it was a skirt. I can't even remember. So I've stamped some pieces here, and then I've got some various different, you know, fabrics and lace and things like that. And yeah, I have also got my iron, just because obviously some of these bits have, you know, seen better days really. And yeah, what I thought we could do is just make some little hangy hearts for hanging on the outside of our journals. Now, I have done things like this before. I did like some hangy cushions with some fabric, you know, printed fabric. But it was quite a long time ago. So I thought, yeah, let's just come along and do some more. Now, I have got this as a heart shape. I have to say, it's probably a little bit on the big side. So, yeah, already I'm now struggling to think, what am I going to use in place of this? I'm kind of thinking, actually, maybe I will just wing it. And, you know, we'll just kind of, yeah, hope for the best. I mean, these don't have to be perfect heart shapes, you know, they just, you know, just random kind of heart shapes. So I've got here these little quilted pieces that I've talked about these before. These were some that my mum had been doing kind of way back, you know, like I think in the 70s or something. She never obviously finished them and, you know, she gave me all the little bits and pieces. So I'm just going to take these and I'm going to put them together to just get my, you know, my foundation of my heart piece. And actually, I'm even thinking, I wonder whether, I wonder whether I could actually stitch around it first, but that might be tricky. Right, let's give it a try and we'll just see how it works out best, to be honest. And then, you know, we'll kind of play around and, you know, find the best way afterwards. So I'm just going to put these together in the reverse, if you see what I mean, so that they're going to be, you know, the same shape heart pieces. Now I'm going to just try and freehand cut a heart. Now, like I say, these don't have to be very big, you know, these are going to be hanging on the outside of your journal, so, you know, they're not really going to be massive hearts or anything like that. So you don't need big pieces of fabric. These would be, you know, perfect for using up some of your scraps of fabric. I mean, to be honest, I've probably cut those too big already. But, you know, we'll see. Kind of might be okay, might be a bit big. So then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take one of these little pieces that I've cut down, stamped off. So just going to cut that down. And I just want to kind of get layering some pieces up on my heart. Now, again, don't know whether I'm better off actually doing this, you know, before or after. I'm going to try here, you know, before. But only time will tell whether actually after might have been better. We'll see how it goes. I mean, after, obviously, you know, I'd struggled to stitch it on, but I could always glue it on. I'm kind of thinking, yeah, I was thinking stitch it, but I don't know. I don't know now. So just going to kind of put this here like that. And then I just want to have a little bit of lace or something hanging from this. So I've just got some little lace trim here. Just going to take a little tiny bit here. You know, like I say, these are not very big. So we really are using, you know, pretty minimalist things and pretty minimalist pieces. So let's put that there. Now I'm just wondering actually whether I'm better off well, I could coffee dye it, but maybe inking it. So got my blendy tool here, so I'm just going to ink this, oops, like that. Okay, I'm now thinking perhaps I should ink the whole heart, because maybe that just looks really rubbish now as well. So yeah, let's ink the whole heart. Oh, straight away, I mean, that looks really pretty, doesn't it? Okay, so, and obviously you could coffee dye your fabric, you know, you don't have to be inking it, you could have coffee dyed it. But I'm only using small pieces, so I mean, it really doesn't take 5 minutes to just quickly, you know, ink it up. So just going to place on a couple of little bits and pieces, oops, So just layering up. Now, do I want that over or under? Probably under. And I will take this to the sewing machine and stitch these bits on. But what I'm going to do, I think, first is actually stick them into place so that when I get to the sewing machine, they're going to be kind of easy to stitch. So I just put my lace here and then my label. Now, they don't have to be, you know, completely stuck down. You're just kind of holding them down so that they're not moving around while you're stitching. So like that, and then this one here, like that. Okay, that's probably enough for that one. So I'll just put that one to one side. Obviously, like I say, we're going to take these to the sewing machine. I'm not stitching the heart on the sewing machine, although I suppose I could. I'm just stitching, you know, my stuck-on pieces, if you see what I mean. So that's that one. Actually, I'm going to iron this quickly because that label's not particularly flat still, even though I did iron that fabric, allegedly. Yeah, I did iron it before the video, but hey, that shows my level of ironing skills, really. So we've got that one. Now, I've also got this gorgeous blue fabric. It's not ticking, but, you know, it reminds me a little bit of ticking kind of fabric. So I'm going to take some of that and make a heart from that. So again, just cut this down. Just kind of cutting it, you know, sort of, yeah, semi size. Oh, I've got 3 layers there, so that was a bit wasteful. Oh well, that's fine. We can keep the rest for something else. Actually, I'll keep that portion there. So again, you want to kind of do back and back so that when you know, when you've cut your heart, the back is, you know, the same as the front, if you see what I mean. If you did it the, you know, the two pieces of fabric facing forward, then obviously they're not going to be the same, you know, once you've turned the fabric round, if that makes sense. So again, just cut that down like that. Oh my goodness. This is where I really could have done with my heart template. And obviously, you know, you could make a template with some cardboard or something like that. I mean, I'm just thinking, well, you know, they don't have to be perfect. So, you know, we just kind of make them however they kind of turn out, really. So like that. Okay. And they look okay. I mean, they'll look better once they're, you know, stuck together and things. Well, hopefully they will. I don't necessarily say that they will, but yep, hopefully. That's the plan. Now this, I'm thinking, is probably now going to be a bit big for here. Oh, it might be okay, actually. Got a couple here that are quite close together, so I'll just take those two for a minute. I mean, actually, I've cut that kind of like, I don't know what you call it really, scruffy cutting. That's a whole new thing now. We have fussy cutting, we've got kiss cutting, now we've got scruffy cutting. So I've left like a sort of edge around there, which I was going to cut off, but actually I'm kind of liking it. I think the edge looks, you know, kind of quite cool. And obviously you can pull threads out. I mean, this is a very thin cotton. Like I said, I think it was maybe an old skirt or top or something like that. I can't actually remember. But, you know, it's a very thin fabric. So it's easy to get kind of, you know, threads and things to come off of it. So yeah, I really love how that looks. So we'll pop that on there. Oh my goodness. I mean, how pretty does that look? Absolutely love it. Now, do we want some lace on there? I've got some here that's coffee dyed. I mean, yeah, maybe it's a little bit much, but we'll just see. So we could have that kind of, you know, to the side or something. I mean, it's quite a big piece, but actually I don't mind it. So yeah, let's just pop this down. Okay. Oh, I should have used my Fabri-Tac, but yeah, I just reached and grabbed the first glue that was there. Right. So we just pop this one down like that. Yeah, I really like that, you know, being cut not to the size of the actual stamped area, if you see what I mean. It looks really cool, doesn't it? So, yeah, just goes to show that sometimes, you know, being a bit more scrappy can actually look better than sort of, you know, trying to do things really quite neatly. So there we go. So I've just kind of popped that down, you know, any old place really. So let's just dab that out with a bit of bit of wipe. Okay, so that's the second one. Okay, let's do another one. So I'm thinking maybe this, and yeah, probably, let's just see what the other bits are that I've got. Now these have been, you know, stitched onto this paper, which actually makes them really easy to cut out because of course they're sort of already, you know, stiff and held in place because they're obviously, you know, stitched onto that paper. So yeah, they're quite cool to use. Oh my goodness, what's happened to my heart now? That's not even resembling a heart, is it? It looks terrible. Oh my goodness. Wow. It's a do as I say, not as I do video, clearly. And, you know, I mean, hey, it's all fine. It's all fine. Oh, they look awful, don't they? Well, hopefully we'll, you know, make it look good once we've stitched it together. I might just quickly try and tidy this one up a little bit. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I think just probably need to take this side in a bit because it was huge compared to the other side. So yeah, let's just go down there. Oh my goodness, I'm actually making this worse, would you believe? I mean, honestly, I looked at it the first time and thought it couldn't get any worse, but yeah, I think I have made it worse, to be honest. Oh my goodness. Right, okay, not looking good, but hey, never mind. Right, well, hopefully it's going to work okay. So this one I thought we might try not to use the the stamped pieces, but instead just use like a little bit of scraps. So we just take a couple of, you know, little scrappy pieces here. So let's just pop that down there. Okay, oops. And then let's just put a bit of lace over here. Oh gosh, not that one. Definitely not that. I've got a little piece of pink there. Don't know about that. What did I do with that ivory? Here we go. Ah, right. I've got just the other half of that piece that we've already cut. Oh my gosh. Struggling to see the right and the wrong side of that. Oh well. Okay. So yeah, perhaps we'll pop that down like that. So just straight across here. Okay, right. Whoops. Pop that down there. I am thinking actually perhaps I should put one of those stamped pieces. I don't know, to be honest. Let's try. So I'm going to cut it out a bit more scrappily again because I really liked that look. The only reason why I thought we wouldn't go with a stamped piece on this was because actually the heart's so tiny, you know, because I obviously made such a hash of cutting it that I thought, well, actually there's perhaps not much room to put it, but I don't know. Let's give it a try. Right, so ink that like that. Okay. Okay, right, let's just ink my heart like that. Okay, and then oops, turn that over like that. Okay. I don't mind that actually. I think it looks okay. And don't forget, you know, once these are stitched. Oh my goodness, sorry, I've got bits stuck all over me. Once these are stitched, you know, and they're padded, I think they will kind of look different anyway. So, you know, hopefully they're going to kind of look better. So again, just squish that down. I mean, like I said, I'm only doing the iron because, you know, my ironing was not fantastic. So I'm just hoping that that's going to make them sort of easier for stitching, really. Okay. Right, I'm going to take them to the sewing machine and then we'll come back. So hold on. Right, I'm back from the sewing machine. So what I have got... Oh, I did also have a mishap. Right, I'm back from the sewing machine. So this one, I have to confess, I did have a mishap and I ended up stitching it together. So I then had to... Sorry, I've now got hiccups. I then had to unpick it luckily I had noticed reasonably quickly, but yeah, so that was not great. But anyway, let's move these to one side. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one. I think this was the first one that we did, isn't it? I think so. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's just so annoying. I haven't had hiccups for years. I'm not sure why I've got them now. I think it's when you've taken in too much air when you're eating, isn't it? I don't know. I'm not sure, but anyway, very annoying because, you know, they're not a great thing to have when you're trying to film. Right, okay, so got this like this. Now, I've already threaded my cotton or my needle, and I've used black thread so that it's going to go. Now, I mean, you can see my kind of stitching, not great at all. Yeah, not brilliant at sewing. But, you know, hopefully this is really kind of emphasising that you don't have to be brilliant for it to still look, well, hopefully pretty by the end. I mean, it might not look pretty by the end, but hopefully it will. So all I'm going to do is, I mean, hopefully this is, this is representing a running stitch. I'm so sorry about my hiccups. That really is very annoying. I do apologise. Right. So just right around the edge. Now, if you can see what I'm doing, I'm leaving an edge, like a little gap. And I'm doing that on purpose. Well, because, you know, let's face it, I'd be pretty shoddy to be able to, you know, make a good job of going right to the edge. But B, I want to then rough these up and have them looking like, you know, quite shabby chic and, you know, rustic hearts. So hopefully this is going to, you know, achieve that look better than obviously if I went right to the edges, where obviously, you know, I'm not going to then get that look at all. So just like this, like I said, I mean, you know, not a great sewer or anything like that, but, you know, I don't think you need to be. Oops, sorry. I know this is probably like watching paint dry, so I do apologise, but okay. So, yeah, down to the point and then back up here. Whoops, like that. Okay, and then just up here. Now you can see, you know, my hearts are now moving slightly, so they're really kind of, you know, no longer even kind of the same shapes or anything. But again, I don't think that's going to matter too much, because by the time that we kind of finish these off, rough them up and all of that, you know, it's not going to notice. We could also trim them down a little bit. So, you know, I'm really not worried at all that they're kind of coming out of kilter, you know, with each other, the pieces. So you're going to go around to leave a small space now, and you're just going to stuff that with some of your little bits of wadding. Now, you really don't want to kind of overdo it here, so you just want to leave, you know, quite a small space, just enough to kind of get your sort of fingers and thumbs in to be able to put your wadding in, you know, because I mean, you're not trying to make a great big pillow, you're just trying to make a sort of delicate little heart to hang. So like that. Okay, oops, like that. And then, yeah, this will probably be enough to actually finish it. This might even going to be too much. Well, I think that's okay. So yeah, just try and distribute the wadding a little bit kind of evenly. But, you know, you can then squish it around once it's all sewn up. So we just go around the edge to seal it up now. Okay, like that. Oops. And yeah, nearly done. So, I mean, they really only take a couple of seconds to actually stitch these. And again, I'm thinking these would be a brilliant, you know, TV project. Obviously not the stitching, like, you know, with the sewing machine of any bits you're putting on. But having said that, I mean, as you could see, you know, that terrible job that I made of stitching that piece on, actually, I maybe would have made a better job of actually, you know, doing it by hand. And to be honest, you know, you don't even need to do it by hand. You could just glue that on. It didn't need to be stitched really on there. I just thought the stitching would look kind of, you know, nicely finished. So just going to go through here a couple of times. like that. Okay. Like that. Okay. And then just going to cut it off at the back, you know, nice and close. Okay. Now, as you can see, you know, pretty kind of like, you know, shoddy here where it's come out of alignment. So I'm just going to kind of go around and trim it a little bit, you know, anywhere it's hanging kind of, you know, drastically different. Here I've got like a pointy sort of edge, which I'm not loving. So I just cut that off. And then all I want to do is go round completely with my scissors and, you know, rough up and sort of cause threads, you know, so that you've got a much more scrappy looking piece. So going round with my scissors. This is probably the hardest thing actually out of the whole thing, is trying to do this. There's probably a different technique that you could use. I'm not sure, you know, I mean, maybe you could use something like, I don't know, maybe even a ruler, or you know, maybe even a nail file or something would kind of rough these up pretty nicely. I don't know. I've only, you know, thought to do it with my scissors. But yeah, you just want to get it looking quite frayed and, you know, more kind of interesting looking. So like that. Okay. Like that. Okie dokie. So how cute does that look? And then obviously you want to finish it off. Well, I mean, you don't obviously want to finish it off, but you may want to finish it off. So I'm going to just take, I think, a little bow. Do I want a pink one, or I've got an ivory one? Well, the ivory is quite nice, isn't it? So just take the ivory bow. Could always finish it off with maybe a little rosebud or something as well. So just going to take my little bow and I think put it there. But actually, I've also got these little rosebuds. So I'm just going to take one of these. I don't know whether I want one of these, but let's just give it a try. Oh, not upside down, I don't. So you could have a little rosebud, maybe the bow at the top and the rosebud at the side or something. It's quite pretty, doesn't it? So I'm going to, for this part, just use my hot glue. You know, again, you could obviously stitch these on. I think I would not make a great job of stitching it on. So for me, I think, you know, the hot glue is probably the best thing to use. But, you know, you could probably get away with stitching it. I'm just thinking, I wonder whether I want to have another bit of lace anywhere. So let's just see. Probably not, if I'm truthful, but, you know, never can tell. So it's always worth giving it a try, isn't it? Just in case. Oops. Maybe even kind of running down the side. Oops. Oh, that's quite cute. So I'm just going to literally glue this lace down here on this side. Obviously, just using my hot glue there. Oops, I think I've put that lace on now upside down after all that mucking about, but never mind. And then, yeah, just going to put my little rosebud on there. Just on the side, like that. How cute does that look? And then, oops, and then I'm thinking, you know, just take a bulb pin and then you could just hang that from your spine of your journal as a little, you know, dangly on your journal. So let me see if I've got a journal here. Well, I have, but I have to say it's definitely not the colours that I would use for this, but, you know, just to give you the sort of idea, you just get a little bulb pin and you could hang it then just, you know, from your journal. I mean, alternatively, you could actually kind of glue that on, almost like a little topper type piece. So let's do the other ones and just see how they look. So we've got this one. Oops. Oh gosh, I've got threads literally all over this. Threads galore. Oh, you know why? Because my bobbin ran out midway through stitching this one. So of course I've got kind of more threads, but right, I take that one like that. Okay, right, let's take our needle and thread. Quickly just tie a knot in. I'm actually thinking I'd really like to do the blue one, so I hope I'm going to have time to do that one as well, because you know, that's going to be a different. Oh, it's different. Oh gosh, what is going on? Oh, sometimes the ability to sew just, well, the ability to do anything, to be honest. Oh, let's just see if I can get away with just knotting it twice. Let's hope for the best. Right. Okay, so now I like to try and start like kind of up at the top. I don't really know why that is, but yeah, I just feel like that's a good place to start. So like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to go round with my, you know, running stitch there. And, you know, probably could be, yeah, a lot more efficient and kind of do a few stitches before pulling the thread, but because I'm not brilliant at sewing, I'm kind of thinking I might make a hash of that, especially on camera, and especially as it's going round sort of, oops, round corners, you know, these kind of curvy edges. So yeah, let's just go around here. Okay, like that. Okay, okie dokie. Right, nearly done. Oh, I'm loving this one with that blue. That looks so pretty. So down there, and then, you know, coming back up the other side now, like that. Okay, I'm gonna have to rethread my needle before I can do the blue one. That's annoying. Okay, right. Oops. Just pull that thread there. Right. Okay. I mean, to be honest, they look quite cute actually, even without the wadding. So, you know, you could even do them, you know, without wadding at all. That would still look, you know, still look pretty sweet, pretty cute. So, yeah. Oops. Oh, come on. Oh, it's very nerve-wracking sewing on film like this. I mean, yeah, I'm obviously not a sewer, you know. Rachel, I mean, she's brilliant at sewing, isn't she? Rachel over at Roxy Creations. So yeah, I mean, she kind of like almost not specialises in sewing, but I mean, she's pretty good, isn't she? Yep, not so much for me. So yes, I mean, this, yeah, it's just, I find it quite fiddly, to be honest, you know, if I'm truthful, but hey, I mean, it's fiddly but doable. Oh, you see I've got a big loop of stitch there. I'll just pull it out through there. I mean, I probably could go right round and manage to pull it through, but or maybe I can't. Maybe I can't. Maybe I'll just have to leave that, because otherwise I'll be here all day trying to get that through. But right, the wadding. Okay. And again, just like, you know, maneuver your wadding around. So hopefully you've kind of got it covered in all the little corners. Oops, like that. Okay. Down there. Right. Okie dokie. Right. Okay. Down there. Okie doke. Right, nearly done, nearly done, nearly done. Just get back down to that sort of pointed type part. Not that you can really see the point now, because actually, you know, I covered it up a bit with that label, you know, the stamped label. What have I done here? That's not a good look, is it? I know it's on the back, but oh my goodness, that does not look good. Right. Okay. Right, so just then stitch through here a couple of times. You know, just sort of finishing it off without having to knot it really. So like that. Okay, and then just, yep, snip that down at the back. Right, again, we're going to go around with the scissors to, you know, rough those edges up and cause some fray, you know, frayed edges. I mean, some of this fabric frays better than others. This obviously had that little bit of blue, which you can probably see. That blue has frayed much nicer and much more than the rest of it. So, you know, depending on the fabric that you use, you're going to have better results or not, you know. I mean, personally, I really like the frayed edge, you know. I think that looks really, really nice. So I would have probably preferred it a bit more frayed, but anyway, it's okay. It's not looking too bad. Okay, right. So let's finish this one off. Do we want to finish this off with, you know, another bow? Or I've got these little roses. They're rather pretty, aren't they? So let's try one of those on here. You know, these are just some little trims that I've got. Oh, the other thing that I've got, actually, I've got that sort of rose trim. So let's just put this one here for a minute. I mean, that's quite pretty. But I've also got this rose trim stuff. Oh, I mean, it's lilac. That's not really going to go particularly brilliantly on there. Let me see if I've got some pink. Because I've definitely got pink. Whether it's here is what I mean. Here we go. Oh, that's not great, actually. Perhaps I'll keep it with the white. Yeah, perhaps we'll keep it with the white. So, yeah, probably like that. And, yeah, I just glue that down. Like that. Okay. And then I wonder if this one needs a little white bow as well. Just because I thought, actually, that might look quite pretty. So get a white bow here. Oops. Okay. Maybe even like on the corner. Looks quite cute, doesn't it? Yeah, I quite like it over on that corner. So let's just take that. Like that. Even thinking could even have a little pearl or something in here. I don't know how that would look, but let's give it a try. Got some little pearls here. Oops. Oh, how cute does that look? So yeah, let's just quickly pop the pearl on. Oh my goodness, how cute does that look? So again, right, let me just take that little tiny bit of black thread off. So again, yeah, you just hang this obviously with a bulb pin, you know, hanging from your journal. So that's that one. Right, let's do this one, which was the one that I, you know, thought would look really pretty because it's different, you know, being the blues. So again, just going to cut those threads out. Oh, this one also has got quite a few threads because this is the one that I made that mistake by stitching it through, joining it up with the back. Oh, what a wally. I couldn't believe it. I literally, you know, happily stitching, and then I thought, oh my goodness, look what I've done. I've stitched it into the back piece now. I mean, luckily, I'd only done it kind of about halfway along. So I was able to quickly kind of rescue it. But I thought, oh my goodness, what's wrong with me? Right, let me put my glasses on to thread the needle quickly. Come on. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Oh, come on. Oh, I'm so sorry about this. My needle threading skills, not great at all. Yeah, not great. Right, let's just knock this off. You know, which was why I'd threaded the needle first, because I thought that that would, you know, hopefully kind of suffice and I wouldn't have to then rethread it. But yeah, I obviously underestimated how much thread it would take to just stitch around one of these hearts. So, right. Oh my goodness. Now look at what I've done with that. Now this is why I shouldn't really kind of delve out of my comfort zone, because look at what's happened to my knot. Right, let me just cut this down. Oh my goodness. Let's hope it's still knotted. Right. Okay. Right. I must make a mental note here. Don't bother trying to come on sewing or anything anymore, because it's just not the thing for you, is it? Right. Okay. So yeah, we're just going to quickly go around this one. So exactly as we have done with the others, just, you know, get that running stitch going around the edge like that. Okay. Love the colours of this one. It's so pretty, isn't it? Really, really, really pretty. Oops. Try and leave that lace kind of hanging out as best I can. Okay. Oops. Oh, come on. What is going on? Like that. Okay. Like that. Oh, for a minute I thought, I don't believe it. I've now stitched the pieces of fabric, you know, back to front. I thought the back was, you know, not on the pattern side, but no, it is. I mean, I wouldn't have been surprised, let's be honest. Stranger things have happened. It would just be, you know, just to be expected, to be honest. But yeah, luckily I haven't. So then we want to start coming up obviously on this side again now. So, I mean, they're kind of quite fun to make, to be honest, you know, aside from my terrible sewing. They're quite addictive. And I can see how you could literally just make, you know, a whole bunch of these whilst watching TV. And they'd be, you know, pretty fun to do. And, you know, I've made mine probably quite big. I mean, you're probably looking and thinking, oh my goodness, they are ginormous. Obviously I never make small journals, you know, I always make kind of, you know, bigger ones. So that's the first thing to say. I mean, secondly, let's be honest, I'm struggling with these. So if they were any smaller, I probably would be unable to stitch them at all. But yeah, I mean, definitely if you wanted to make smaller ones than this, you probably could. Well, you definitely could. Like I said, I mean, I would just probably struggle, you know, to make them smaller than this. So, you know, for me, this is kind of as small as I want to go. You know, but that's just because I'm not very good at sewing and, you know, making tiny things. So yeah, play around. If you make smaller journals, then of course, you know, make smaller hanging hearts. So just a little tiny bit more wadding. And obviously this is a great way to use up things like, you know, obviously scraps of fabric for a start, but also, you know, if you've got some old cushions or anything, you know, it seems just a wicked waste, doesn't it, to just throw them away. You know, so this is a brilliant way to obviously utilise some of those cushion inners that otherwise maybe just, you know, are sat there going to waste. You could obviously, you could put some, what's that, you know, lavender, oh gosh, what's it called? You know, lavender. It's not pellets, is it? What's it called? Oh, I don't know. But anyway, the, you know, dried lavender kind of thing. You could put some of that in there so that they were smelly hearts. I mean, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, you could definitely do that if you wanted to. Or failing that, I mean, you could just actually spray these with, like, you know, your favourite perfume or something. And then there'd be, you know, kind of really nice scented hearts, you know, hanging on your journal, and your journal would smell nice. So, you know, I think they've got a few ways to tailor them, you know, to sort of, yeah, alter them to fit sort of different projects and things like that. So, right, let me just now finish this one off at the back. Okay. Right. We put this needle out the way before I then drop that on the floor, and I'll end up standing on it another time. Right. Let's cut my threads off. Okay, so I'm just going to go around this one again with my, you know, roughing up with the scissors. That one. Okie dokie. So this fabric, I think, is, you know, roughing up much better, actually. So, I mean, to be honest, this is probably cheaper quality fabric. I mean, like I said, that other fabric was from, like, the 70s. You know, it was probably better quality than this is, because this might be more, you know, more up-to-date fabric. I can't remember whether this was some that I'd bought or... Oh, I don't know, to be honest. Could have been some that I got in a Happy Mail. I don't know. But if it was some that I bought, then, you know, it could have been that I bought it from Amazon or something, and it's maybe kind of cheaper fabric. But, I mean, actually, you know, if you're wanting to rough it up and get those frayed edges, then maybe cheaper fabric is what you need. Because, you know, look at the difference between these roughed up edges and these. You know, that one looks much, much more, you know, rough and grungy, doesn't it? So I love how that looks. So might just grunge it up a little bit more. Oops, sorry. Grunge it up a little bit more with my Distress ink. Oh my goodness, how super cute is this one looking? I love how that's looking. Let's see if we want to put any flowers or anything like that, or bows or anything on this. I mean, could even put like a little coloured one on. I don't know whether I want to add colour. Oh, might have to add a bit of colour on here, actually. I hadn't thought to do that, but yeah, just suddenly I thought, let's put that on there. Okay, do we want this here or up here? Or over there? It's quite nice everywhere, to be honest. Maybe... Okay. Yeah. Oh, that one looks really pretty now, doesn't it? So yeah, actually might just rough these edges up a little bit with the Distress ink as well. So yeah. Okay. Right. Oh, loving that one now. Yep, very pretty. Oh, now thinking best do it with this as well, because feeling like this would perhaps benefit from a bit more of a grungy look. Right, there we go. Yeah, right, still haven't put anything on here. I must stop mucking about now and actually stick something on there. I mean, to be honest, they don't even need anything stuck on there. They look, you know, pretty, you know, without anything really, don't they? But, oh my goodness, I mean, I love that bow hanging off to the side. So, yeah. Okay, so just pop that there to finish that off. Okay, right, now I'm just going to nip off and get a bulb pin and a couple of little finishing kind of touches. So I'll be back in a minute, hold on. Okay, so I'm back. I've dug a few things out, so let's just move these to one side. So for this one, I'm kind of thinking what would look quite pretty. We could even make like some little ribbon streamers to come out, say, behind it. Oh, that ribbon's a little bit discoloured, isn't it? But anyway, I don't think it will matter too much. So yeah, if we just fold that down. I mean, it is unfortunate that obviously I have, you know, somehow got this ribbon dirty, but never mind. So we just pop this in together like that, okay? And then we'll just trim this down on the, whoops, on the ends. Like that. Oh my goodness, come on. Like that. Okay. Then our bulb pin. So I need to think about the order this needs to go in. So I've got these little gems, which we have made these before together. So we want to put that through, and then this through, you know, the heart. Oops. Oh my goodness, sorry. Struggling to put this through now because obviously I stitched it with the hot glue, but that's okay. And then at the back, we just put the ribbon banner that we just made. I mean, when I say made, that just took like 2 seconds, didn't it? So the ribbon banner. And then obviously you just take that onto your journal. So again, this is not, you know, this is not a journal that I would put this on, because, you know, it doesn't really go. Although actually it doesn't look as bad as I expected. I mean, that's just the look we're going for, isn't it? You know, it doesn't look as bad as expected. But yeah, we can then pop that through, oops, through there. So I'm just popping this onto the ruffle that's actually stuck onto the cover. But, you know, obviously you could put it through the cover or whatever. How cute does that look? Absolutely gorgeous. You know, and I've put that on the edge, you know, the outer edge. But, I mean, originally I'd kind of thought it would go on the inner edge. But, yeah, it looks really pretty on the outside. So let's do another one, you know, finish off another one. So I've got my bulb pin here. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I can't even get it open. What is going on? Right, so I've got the bulb pin, and then I'm thinking for this one, let's take some lace and do like a lace banner hanging out behind here. So yeah, my lace is quite long actually. That's fine. So again, just going to glue this together. I mean, you don't probably even need to glue it together because it is kind of, you know, kind of semi held together with the bulb pin. But I just thought, well, maybe having it kind of held together is kind of cute. I don't know. So like that. Now I've also got one of my postage stamp charms, which we've made these before. So I'm just going to punch a hole in here with my crocodile. Oh my goodness. Okay, hope for the best. These are always a little bit dicey and kind of, yeah, hoping for the best that you actually don't just do it off to the side. So yeah, I'm thinking like that. And for this one, I did also bring along a little gem for this. Oh, that's very pretty. And I also brought along a charm. I mean, hello, how much stuff do I think I'm going to get onto this bulb pin? But anyway, let's give it a try. I might have one too many things here. Well, I might have a couple too many, who knows. So I've got a little metal key. Oh gosh, like that. And then I've got the stamp. I have got the heart itself. Ah, come on. And then again, just that little banner at the back. Like that. So how gorgeous does that look? I mean, it's so pretty. So I'm going to bring in this journal that we, you know, looked at just now. Again, I'm not saying this is the right journal for this, but just to kind of give you an idea, that would just like clip on as a bunch of stuff. A bunch of stuff, you know, either side. I mean, to be honest, it does look very pretty on there. I'm not necessarily saying that I will leave it on here, but just, you know, while we finish this, finish this video and this tutorial, we'll just leave it on there. How gorgeous does that look? Oh my goodness, I love them. They are so pretty, absolutely gorgeous. So last one, right, last one we're going to finish off with. Again, I've got a little charm here. I've got an Eiffel Tower. Obviously got the bulb pin. Okay, now shall we have the lace trim again behind there, which did look very pretty, didn't it? I'm actually thinking, could we even have this floral trim? I mean, this feels a little bit splurgy to use that, but I mean, it depends really, like how, you know, how to town you want to go. But yeah, that looks quite pretty. I'm just going to try the pink. I mean, I was thinking, oh, it's got the pink, but yeah, maybe that doesn't look great. So, not sure this is looking great either. Let me just see. I wonder if we could have sari silk maybe. Oh, that's quite pretty, isn't it? Quite contrasty. So yeah, you could do something like that. You could maybe have that with a ribbon. It's quite pretty. So should we try that? Let's just do that. So I'm just going to glue this, and then we'll just have a piece of ribbon as well. So I mean, we're really kind of mixing it up here. We're not kind of you know, not doing the obvious choices. So yeah, Right, just, oh gosh, I keep going to pick up the iron instead of the hot glue. Okay, right, so hopefully glue all of that together. Okay, right, take that down at the top. Like that, okay. And then, yeah, we're going to have this like that. So, yeah, loving how that looks. Now, do we want a bit of flower as well coming down? Let's just see. I mean, to be honest, that does look pretty, doesn't it? So, yeah, I mean, this feels a bit sort of extravagant to be using this floral trim in this way, but I think it does look quite pretty. So, again, just going to glue that together onto there. So, you know, I've really not kind of, you know, done anything complicated or, you know, fiddly. I've just literally used my hot glue for everything. So, you know, it's all very, very doable. Okay. Now, do we like it with the Eiffel Tower? Or what we could do is we could have another piece of this, maybe just on the front. So just take one of these. Okay. Take your bulb pin. Okie dokie. Put that through. Oh, come on. Ah. Oh, the bulb pin doesn't want to go through this. I should have maybe checked that first. Oh. Especially as I've got to get it to go through that, through the ribbon, through the sari silk. Yes, I may come unstuck here, but never mind. So we could have that. Actually, I'm now thinking, I wonder if I could have one of these as well. Let's just try this. I don't know. This might look really weird, but I just thought, well, actually, we've got one of these flowers on there, haven't we? So let's just try. Okay. Right. Just going to ink this up a bit because we obviously inked up. Whoops, inked up everything else now. So let's just pop that like that. Okay. Might look better without that flower, to be honest. That's maybe a bit too big. It's just like covering the whole of the heart. Okay, right, so then we want to go right through here. Oh my goodness, this is very fiddly. Oh, no, it wasn't as fiddly as I expected, actually, so it was okay. So, yeah, that will just do it like that. So, obviously, then that would then just, you know, pop onto a journal as well. So, you know, again, if that was clicked on there. And what's so lovely, this is completely removable. So, I mean, if you had like a snippet roll or anything like that, you could then pin it onto a snippet roll. Just super cute, aren't they? I absolutely love them. So, yeah, just something a bit different, I thought, for your journals. Kind of a bit of a new idea to use for, you know, using your fabric for journals. And, yeah, just some super cute little kind of, you know, fabric charms there for your journals. So I really hope that you like them. I hope you feel kind of inspired and, you know, maybe it's kind of, yeah, giving you some ideas of some bits that you could do to finish your journals off. So, yeah, hope you like them. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks then. Bye.